piece as an NFT for $69 million.
$70 million.
People's everydays, we know that sold for $69 million.
A digital artwork.
The NFT.
NFT.
Now what the hell's an NFT? Apparently cryptocurrency. Everyone's making so much money. Can you please explain?
What would you do if I told you that millions of people around the world are going crazy and paying millions of dollars for stuff that you already have and anyone can gain access to? This little cat with a Pop-Tart for a torso and that catchy music you've probably seen before in one of its many forms just sold for $580,000. But this little guy is far from the only piece of art making the news in the recent weeks due to the stupid amount of money paid for it. A JPEG entitled Everydays, the first 5,000 days, created by digital artist known as Beeple, sold for $69 million. CryptoPunk 3100 and number 7804 20 by 20 pixel art images generated by an algorithm sold for a bit more than 7.5 million each. The first tweet ever by Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, sold for, yes, $2.9 million, a picture of a tweet. This clip by Steve Aoki sold for $888,888.88. What all of these things have in common is three letters: NFT. If you have not been paying attention for the last few days, you better start paying attention now, as this might be the biggest thing since sliced bread. And as a thank you to the Cryptopedia gang, we are giving away $10,000. Check the link in the description for your chance to enter. We got a ton of great information that will put you at a huge advantage when it comes to NFTs. Want to know more? Stick around. As you can see, I can still show you the videos and images despite them being purchased by someone else. So what does everyone mean when they say this viral meme was just sold? What is making people and news outlets go crazy about three letters? Why should you care? Let's talk about the NFT boom and what NFTs are. Making money in the crypto markets isn't always easy, but JetBot will give your trading account an edge. JetBot allows you to copy some of the best traders in the markets and generate the exact same returns with your account. Don't walk into the crypto markets unprepared. Check out JetBot and start making profitable trades right away. A link to JetBot's website is in the description, so have a look after the video and make money with your trading account. Hello and welcome to Cryptopedia. I am your gracious host, K7. If you love cryptocurrencies and finance, you are in the right place. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to keep up with all our great content. NFT. You might be wondering what those three letters mean and why someone would pay such a large amount of money for something that you can watch or download at the same time from any device. Well, the answer to that question is not an easy one to provide if you don't understand the complexity of the topic and its possible ramifications. If you are not interested in the details and just want a quick answer, let me give it to you so you can go on your merry way. NFT stands for non-fungible token, which is a digital representation of any item that is unique in nature. Are we good? Thanks for watching. Now, for those of you who believe this answer is not clear or good enough, please buckle up, as this might be a bumpy road. First, let's start by looking at the meaning of non-fungible token. The first thing you need to know is what fungible is. Think about the dollar bill you have in your pocket. If someone was to ask you to change that $1 for another bill, there would be no difference to you, as both are interchangeable and hold the same value. This is the case with Bitcoin, coins, gold, or a barrel of oil. They have identical properties and values. A non-fungible good is the opposite of such assets, as it can't be traded in the same way due to being unique. Think about that book you lent your friend some time ago. Would you be alright with receiving a different book? Sure. Is it possible one is more expensive than the other, but a change will be taking place? This would not be the case if you had lent out $1 and had received another $1 back. Now that you know what fungible means, let's talk about what a token is in this context. When we talk about a token referring to the blockchain, we are talking about a digital asset that can be transferred between two people. These tokens are just code, which can be used to represent something else depending on their properties and use. Some tokens like Bitcoin and Dogecoin are created equally, which means they are fungible and designed to represent a unit of value. Other tokens are created to represent partial ownership of real assets, such as shares in a company, ownership over a part of a property, bonds, and etc. And finally, non-fungible tokens, which represent unique assets. While NFTs can be used in a variety of ways, going as far as representing real estate property, IDs, and services like insurance, their popularity at this time after the NFT boom is more closely related to the world of art, music, photographs, drawings, videos, tweets, and many other types of digital contents that are being tokenized, which means adding them to a blockchain network to facilitate its trading, ensuring they endure the test of time, and enjoy added security. All of the examples of art pieces I mentioned at the beginning of the video were pieces of art that were created outside of the blockchain network and then tokenized. I talk about added security as one of the benefits of tokenization, despite clearly being able to show you the pieces that were auctioned as NFTs, which you can also enjoy online and download with some simple clicks. Well, by added security, I don't mean to say that these art pieces saved in NFT can't be accessed. After all, you can download pictures of the Mona Lisa, purchase an exact replica, or enjoy it by visiting the Louvre. When I talk about security, I'm talking about how the image is stored and how you can prove that you own the original work. If you get a replica of the Mona Lisa, it will look the same, but it won't be the same, which is the whole point of buying authentic pieces of art, sneakers, or any other good. With NFTs, it is not possible for someone to counterfeit the original piece to scam unsuspecting victims, as the originals can be easily traced back due to the transparency that the blockchain technology provides. Let me be clear with this because it is some of the biggest mistakes that mainstream media is committing. The NFTs are not about looking or saving the piece of art they represent, but about the authenticity of the piece. Having the piece in the NFT is just a bonus. Blockchain is a word I have used several times during this video. If you have been wondering what I meant by it, worry not, as I will explain it now. Blockchain technology is one of the fastest growing technologies in different sectors, but is not something that most people are aware of or even understand, despite being the backbone of some of the most popular innovations in recent years, cryptocurrencies. A blockchain network, also referred to as blockchain, can be thought of as a database stored across multiple computers connected to a network. A good way to understand how these networks work in the context of money, something we can all use and interact with on a regular basis. When you want to check your account balance, you can do so by using your bank's app or website, which allows you to connect to the bank's database to get the information. Most banks will have a registry of all your transactions in a database that is also stored in a server. Your bank uses its own database and server to determine how much money you have at any given time, deciding how much you can withdraw, transfer, or interact with at any given time. This is a centralized model that banks operate as the authority that decides how much money you have and how you can interact with it. Let's say you opened a bank account and deposited $100. You then spend $20 on food, $60 on a pair of shoes, and then deposit another $30. Your bank will keep a registry of all these operations and decide you have $50 left. If you try to withdraw $60, you might not be able to if the bank doesn't want to lend you money. If the bank system fails and it shows you have $20 even when you have $50 in reality, you can find yourself in the same situation. Now, a decentralized model for a financial system could be created using blockchain technology, which is in fact how cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin operate. In these blockchain networks, there's no entity like a bank that decides how much money you have at any given time. In a decentralized system, there are different machines, also known as nodes, that are connected to each other, forming a network that allows them to communicate with each other. All of these nodes are registering the same transactions that take place in the network, keeping their own registries. In this case, let's see what would happen when you have those $50 left and you try to transfer $60 to a friend. Your account, in this case known as a wallet or address, will ask the network to transfer the $60, with the network relying on the request to multiple nodes. Each node will then check the registry, see that you deposited $100, then spend $20 followed by $60, and then deposited another $30, leaving you with the balance of $50. As you have $60, the node will not verify the transaction, but tell the network that the transaction is invalid. This decision will then be compared to the one provided by the other nodes, and once consensus is reached, the transaction will fail. If you have the necessary balance, the transaction will be approved, and the new movement will be stored in the transaction for future reference, with the balance being transferred to the other account. This might seem less practical than the centralized approach, and while in some cases it could be, it is not always the case. The benefit of a decentralized system is that it reduces the chances of errors, as it takes multiple nodes to make the same mistake before affecting the entirety of the network, which is not likely to happen. This also means that the system can't go rogue as easily as your bank system if it is either hacked or their administrators decide to mess with your savings. Nobody can freeze your accounts either. Think about it. Even the government can't touch your money without your private keys. So, why is it called the blockchain? This is easy to understand without going too deep into the technical aspect of it. Each transaction that takes place in the network, such as the $20 you paid for food, is known as a record, which has a digital signature of both parties involved in the transaction. Once it is confirmed by the nodes after evaluating the balance, the address involved, and other aspects of the record is added to a block. These blocks are conglomerates of transactions that have a distinct code or hash that allows the next block to point at it. Think of it as the trail of crumbs that Hansel and Gretel used in the story. All blocks lead to the previous one. Once a block is created, it is added to the chain. As such, blockchain is nothing else, well, a chain of blocks which are comprised of records. The benefits of blockchain are many, but the most important is the transparency they provide, heightened security, reduced cost, improved stability, and censorship resistant. Blockchain also has the use of something known as a smart contract, which is just what it sounds like, a contract that can automatically complete itself if the conditions are met. This ensures that when a transaction is verified in the blockchain, a smart contract can automatically complete the transaction of an asset without the need for human interference, ensuring that no trust between the parties is needed. That's enough focusing on blockchain by itself. For now, let's talk about the relationship between blockchain and NFTs now. Blockchain technology allows the tracking of the NFT token at any given time, ensuring that anyone can check the ownership of the NFT at any given time. If you are going to acquire a piece of music NFT of that artist you really enjoy, there is no way for someone to trick you, as you can easily check if they are really the owner of the asset, as well as smart contracts, ensuring you receive your real part of the deal. The use of blockchain technology with NFTs also allows your newly acquired piece of art to be stored in multiple nodes at the same time, but accessible only to you, which means that unlike a physical piece of art, you will not lose it as a result of a disaster or theft, while also being able to easily access or trade it. Creators can also benefit from launching their art as NFTs in several ways. One of the biggest advantages is that by doing so, they will be able to reach a bigger audience due to it not being constrained by distance or counterfeiting concerns. Artists can also take advantage of smart contracts to receive royalties every time their art is transferred to a new owner, ensuring that their hard work will be rewarded depending on the success of their piece beyond the original sale. Just think about how many great artists were not recognized for some of their best works just because of the time when it was created and when they became successful, which is just a shame. Collectors can also take advantage of the speculative nature of art without having to incur the expenses and the logistical nightmares that come with the acquisition of pieces in traditional art. As all the art pieces are stored digitally, as long as the network prevails and the collector takes some safety measures, their pieces won't be lost to time, theft, disasters, accidents, or any of the problems physical pieces are susceptible to. As you can see, with NFT, everybody wins, as collectors, creators, and buyers can take full advantage of the features that blockchain technology brings to the table. It's no surprise that the NFT boom took place as more people realize the potential that the technology implies. If you are watching this video for other reasons other than curiosity, there are several ways in which you can benefit from NFTs at this time. So let me tell you how to buy NFT. Buying an NFT is not too different from buying any other service or item online. There are platforms designed to make this process easy and possible. The most popular NFT markets will offer you everything from NFT music, NFT clips, NFT images, and much more. Some of these platforms have been around for a long time and have become the staple of the industry. Rarible, OpenSea, and Mintable are considered the trifecta of NFT marketplaces, making them a safe bet when it comes to finding the perfect NFT for you. Other popular platforms like Crypto.com and Binance have also recently launched their own NFT platforms. Buying NFTs is as easy as acquiring cryptocurrency using your exchange of choice, going to the marketplace for the NFTs you are looking for, creating an account to connect your wallet, and completing your purchase using your crypto holdings. Now that I've explained what NFTs are and what their benefits are in terms of art, I want to quickly mention some other purposes they can serve. As I said before, NFTs can represent ownership over any asset as long as they are unique in some manner, digital art or not. This has allowed NFTs to be used in industries like gaming to provide players with ownership over in-game assets or virtual land, by organizations and government to test digital IDs, by brokers to facilitate the acquisition of real estate and other assets, and companies like Nike to certificate the authenticity of their products. If proof of ownership, authenticity, availability, or any other trait of a unique asset can be abstracted, NFTs can be used. Some of the biggest challenges that NFTs are facing at this moment are the misconception that they are intended to provide you with the asset they represent. They are not, at least not in the exclusive sense as with most things in the digital world. NFTs reflect your ownership of the asset, which is no different from traditional art, stock certificates, the balance in your bank account, or that piece of paper that you can exchange for $1 worth of anything. Another challenge is the recent backlash that both NFTs and cryptocurrencies have faced when it comes to the environmental impact of blockchain networks, especially those who use mining. While it is true that blockchain networks use more energy than countries like Argentina, concerns about carbon footprint of the activity they have been greatly exaggerated by ignoring the sources of energy being used, as most of it comes from renewable sources. Just like crypto at its time, NFTs are likely to face criticism over the next few years as they continue to grow in popularity. However, in the end, history has shown that democratization via decentralization and digitalization is a process that cannot be stopped by the media, governments, or any parties acting based on self-interest. Thanks for watching Cryptopedia. If you've enjoyed the video or learned something from it, don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. This was your gracious host, K7.